Hey guys, before we start today's episode, you get editing me for one moment. During the episode, we talk about sleep signals and the serious accident that they were in. Since recording it, we've learned more about this. We know that Travis, their bass player in particular, has sustained very serious injuries, including fractures and amputations. There are GoFundMes set up for both the band's expenses as well as Travis's personal expenses. If you are able to help out, please do. These guys deserve all of our love and support right now. With that said, here's episode 20 of BPM.
Fucking weirdos entertaining the masses. Loud enough, I can't breathe. Taking anal semen still makes us giggle. I love the affection. Talking about the music, photos, and promoting. Now it's time for you to turn out what's a grudge.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of BPM. Not only is it BPM, it's episode 20. I don't have fingers and I can't tell which way is reversed, but it doesn't matter. 20 of BPM. And today is very fun and exciting because not only did you get to hear the new intro and see the new video for the intro, but we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Cody, with us right here from Rising Enemy, who helped us fucking write that song. He did all of the musical parts for it, did all of the editing and mastering for it, and he just let us two idiots sing our stupidity over it. So, hell yeah. Thank you, Cody, and welcome on to the show today.
Hey, you guys actually made that song. Okay, I only just did the musical part and the mixing and mastering, but, you know, the fact that you got anal seepage in there was the best. I
give that to Jan.
That was on repeat multiple times. I've watched the
Anal
show.
seepage.
I can get
Anal
anal
seepage.
seepage in anything.
So credit to you
What do you
guys
think
for
I'm
getting that
drinking?
in there.
And by the way, speaking of anal seepage, we have
Anal seepage.
the new and improved anal seepage button, courtesy again of Jan. So we aren't tired of that shit. It's still coming your way. And I hope you
You're
expect
not tired
more of it.
what?
Anal seepage.
Oh, that shit.
Yeah. But anyway, so to kick the show off, I am Blaine, a.k.a. Papa Bear. To my left is Jan the photographer.
Como estes?
And to my right is Cody the musician.
Hi.
And today's BPM slogan is going to be Burlesque's Pretty Mocha. That's right. All that tasty goodness to give us our caffeinated power through the day. And I really realized that seems very disturbing now that I'm thinking about it because it came from a burlesque coffee brew kind of a place, and that maybe makes me a pervert. And I apologize for that now that I did not think that out before I did it. Either way, I'm drinking the fucking coffee.
I'm sending this whole episode to my therapist.
I am your therapist.
No, the one I pay for. Not the one that pays me.
Gotcha.
You can
But-
talk to me, Jan.
No, I can't.
This is a safe space. This is a safe space.
No, this is our podcast.
I know.
Hey, I feel safe, so it's complete safe space.
You know how safe he feels? Like we are literally rubbing legs together right now. Like you have
You were
no
doing
idea.
that before the episode anyway.
Shut up. Let me have my reasoning here. I love you, boo.
I love you too.
So, with that being said, episode 20, we have Cody with us of Rising Enemy today, and we are excited because I have been wanting you on this damn show for the last 19 episodes, and we finally got you here.
Hey, 20 is a good number. I like 20. So.
It's fair. It's when we all are like, yeah, we're ready to fucking drink and party, but we're not legally there yet, and we're going to do it anyway. It
Exactly.
was a sweet year.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
No.
vintage.
Yeah, between 18 to 20, or 18 to 20. That's the
17
You
to
poor
17 to
American
20.
bastards not being able to
Hey,
drink
18
when
and
you're
20, that's like the best time to drink. In fact, drinking's more fun between those ages. And then when you hit 21, then you're like, it's
No.
legal now.
When you hit 21, it's still fun.
It is.
Because now you get to go into the bars and you get to go make an ass of yourself in public. And you get to go into the liquor stores and you get to buy whatever liquor you could find in the liquor store, which is even better because you didn't even know half those drinks existed.
Oh, you didn't know any of it.
backward in
Right.
this country.
Then you get to 22 and you're like, man, party is the best. And then you hit about 23 and that's when it's like, okay, I'm over this shit. So
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
that's it for
Sure.
me. I mean,
Yeah,
sorry, you started drinking at fucking 12, bro.
Yeah, we're not cool
Fucking
like you. Okay?
Lucky Netherland. You land of nethers. Is it in your britches, eh? I don't. I don't know. All right.
Oh, wow.
Down in your nethers. Is that the land of the nethers? Anyway, I don't care anymore. I'm moving on. So
Okay, it could be worse. I remember that there's one person who still thinks that I'm from the land where Peter Pan is from. It's like, no, that's Neverland.
was that my kid?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
That makes it even so much better. Anyway, so today we got Cody on the show with us, and
It's a train wreck. Welcome.
no, this is great. I love it. It's been too long. So, we kind of wanted to talk about a couple of topics today. I know that we wanted to talk about the writing and the recording process, especially since you're so involved with that. Your band does a lot of self-recording, and then you guys will kind of get the whole process moving on your own. So it'll be an exciting way to kind of actually have someone who does that just kind of break it down with us. The other thing, though, is that we also want to give some love to Rising Enemy. So how about you take a second and give us that elevator pitch of
Tell
what
us
Rising
about-
Enemy is, when you guys formed. Just give us the breakdown of who you are.
Hi, we're Rising Enemy. We got 5 guys that play music. Pretty easy. I'm kidding.
You'd be surprised at how many people go with that, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. So the band's called Rising Enemy. We've been at it since 2011. Before Rising Enemy, we were actually called The Vine That Ate the South. Now try to remember that name, because we couldn't. And anybody that we ever told the name, we'd go, yeah, we're The Vine That Ate the South. And they'd be like, who? The Vine That Ate the South. Who? The Vine That Ate the South. So we decided to change the name to Rising Enemy, because that's a little bit more easy to remember.
Who?
Rising Enemy.
Oh,
no,
it's going to
that's
be an
exactly
episode. I love it.
I'm Mike Jones.
Rick James, bitch!
But no, it's we consist of 2 guitarists, a bassist, and a drummer. And we've been at it.
You guys have a
You
singer,
got a singer
don't you?
too?
No, we don't have a singer.
You got a really fancy mascot that holds a microphone.
Yeah, basically, just a mannequin. Yes, I am the vocalist of Rising Enemy, but no, we've been at it for 10 years. I know on the last episode, you guys were, or maybe 2 episodes ago, you guys were talking about what kind of music Rising Enemy was.
Right. I think
Or that was with Kyler,
it was
yeah.
with Kyler, and Kyler said you guys were political heavy rock. Was
Political
that-
heavy rock. Okay, yeah.
I just thought it was like aggressive punk music for posers.
I mean, we do like to think we're pretty cool. I mean, Casey does, that's for sure.
It's the pigtails.
It is the pigtails, but I don't know. We're kind of like, I'm gonna say Gooch Rock.
Sorry, what?
Gooch.
I'm down
rock.
with this.
So,
I'm down with
and
this.
what I mean by Gooch Rock is, so you got hard rock and you got metal, and we're a little more metal than what hard rock would be, but we're not really that metal that we're metal. So we're kind of that little sweet spot in between, you know, the sweet spot
You're
between
the taint.
the balls
Yeah,
and
you're
the
the
ass.
Gooch.
Yeah,
He's the gooch.
So we're kind of like that little sweet spot in between hard rock and metal. And so I'm going to call it Gooch Rock, because it's
I
all
love
about
this.
making your own genre, right? So
You have to fit out in this world today. You
Yeah.
have to.
yeah, so we're that little sweet spot between the balls and the ass.
I Jan, we have to make a shirt that says Gooch Rock.
Oh, yes.
We have to.
We do.
So one of the fun things that I do want to point out about Rising Enemy is that your guys' last 2 shirts, I believe, Jan has designed for you. The
Yes.
pigtails and Triggered, right?
Yep, you designed the
I need a Gooch Rock.
Yes.
And then give the Rising Enemy symbol for the rock part of it. Okay,
yeah.
just give me that. That's all I need. I don't care if only one is ever made and I'm the only one that has it. Just make that for me, okay?
I mean, we do have a screen printer now, so actually I can screen. So if you give me the design, I can screen print it. But
oh my God,
Let's talk more after this show.
We're so getting down on this. This is going to be the newest collector's edition. Oh, I love it so much.
it'll be very limited edition.
Can we put anal seepage on the back?
I mean, I can screen print it. So yeah, you can put whatever
He
you
can
want.
do whatever he wants, man. Oh, I'm so happy about this. Okay, so anyway, back on focus. Let's really talk about who you guys are. So what would you categorize your music as for real though? Is the political heavy rock / metal kind of about correct?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have our political songs, and then we have our not political songs. But
I know you have songs about being pissed about being playing number 2 in Mario. So, I mean,
Actually, a funny story about that one. So that one is actually one practice. Me and Casey were, trying to write some music, and of course, he was trying to figure out what the Super Mario Brothers theme was.
Mhm.
So he's on the guitar, and he's trying to. And anyway, he's like stuck on this one part, and he just keeps repeating it over and over again. Well, I'm like, you know what? That's actually a really cool riff. Let's just work with that. And our bassist at the time was playing a gig with a different band, and we were actually supposed to go and watch them, but we ended up not going because we ended up writing Luigi's Ballad. But anyway, so we write the song, and then the next day we show up, and Casey's like, dude, I found something to write the song about. I'm like, what? And so he scoured the internet and found this article about the communist agenda of Super Mario Brothers.
oh my God.
And we actually read it, and it was hilarious. Like it was amazing. It was very, very well written. Like, he wears red, he raises the star flag at the end, he steals all the wealth from the land.
And you know what? When you're in last place in Mario Kart, you get all the best power-ups.
You do. You get the blue shell. Stupid blue shells.
So what you're saying is if he doesn't get his way, he drops the bomb.
I'm an immigrant for recording this conversation. Can we not go about bombs?
But yeah, anyway, that's basically what Luigi's Ballad is about. It's about the
Communism.
An article that we read about the communist agenda of Super Mario Brothers. I mean, of course, we put our own little spin on it, but yeah.
I love this. This is the kind of stories I want when I talk to musicians. Like, I want to know this weird shit, like how this came to be. That's so great. And you guys just released Triggered's music video. How long ago was that now?
Oh, God.
Are we looking at about a year now?
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
Because it happened after the pandemic.
Yeah, it happened after the pandemic. It's been about a year because I remember shooting that video. We were out in Zintel Canyon. It was like 100 degrees outside, and we had to pack all of our gear about a quarter mile, and that's like half stacks, drum set, the whole bit. And we're walking it through a gravel trail, and it was hot and it was miserable. But,
they do make off-road tire fucking roller carts that you
we
could
did
have
have
stacked all that
we
on.
did have one roller cart, but
Casey was sitting on it.
But it's kind of like when you're taking groceries in, you don't want to take multiple trips. You try to grab as many bags as you can, so you don't have to take multiple trips.
But wait, I thought you were their lead singer.
I am. So
why did you have to carry gear?
I carried my mic. Okay. Okay.
That fucking stigma. God damn it.
I carried the mic, and I made sure that everybody was hydrated. I provided ample support for everyone. I was like, you know what, you guys can do it. I was their cheerleader. And
you were sitting on the fucking rolling cart that had the cabs, huh? Just like, go guys, go.
I mean, yeah, but and I had a little whip.
Was it just Casey's pigtails? Just slapping
That's
people
what I
with
use. So Casey's hair is actually a wig if you pull hard enough on it.
This is true for anybody.
Yeah, I would just be over here. For
right. But yeah, no, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But it was a really hot, very, very hot day. Long day of shooting. We did get visited by somebody that was, I don't know if they were living under the bridge because we shot it underneath the bridge there.
Mm-hmm.
But when Ryan was doing one of his bass takes, all of a sudden we hear,
and it wasn't Cody?
It wasn't any of us. And
Sounds like he was throwing up.
somebody was throwing up.
Nope.
Yeah. Apparently it was somebody either coming down off of some fun drugs. Don't know, but Ryan's doing his bass takes and he's trying not to laugh the entire time because Triggered's a pretty serious song, and it's angry, and Ryan can't stop himself from laughing. So
I know this.
But so that was a fun time. So we ended up giving the guy some water, and he went on his merry way. But
So
Hold on. So to add to the Triggered story, the best part about this for me is that I got to be one of the extras in that video.
yes,
And so I got to be the happy, angry right side wearing the MAGA red hat and I just remember Tony asking me about that. Like, hey, I really need someone who could wear the MAGA hat and like be angry, like they're screaming at a camera. I don't care if you're actually
It's
right, left, whatever.
Yeah, it's one of those typical like guy sitting in his truck in the middle of a Walmart parking lot talking about.
Yeah, just doing those video vlogs that people do on like TikTok and all that shit. And it's one of those things. Like he comes to me and he shot me a message. I was like, well, I mean, yeah, I can do it. And he's just like, do you own a MAGA hat? No, I do not own a MAGA hat. And he's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna get one. But we got to keep it low key because I don't want anyone thinking that I'm sporting the MAGA hat. I was just like,
I'm pretty sure that the timing of it means that you're the thumbnail for the music video.
I actually am. And I was just like, okay, well, I don't. And I was like, I don't care. I'm just playing a role. So to me, it means nothing. It's whatever. Because the whole point of the song was to point out that everybody on the internet has something to scream about, more or less. And you're going to get triggered by just about damn near anything.
Yeah, we make fun of everybody equally.
And so it was one of those things where he hits me up and then he shows up at my house and he like has the MAGA hat like tucked and hidden away. And he's like, okay, are you ready? And I was like, yeah, I'm just standing by my truck. I'm just like, where's the hat? And he just like pulls it out from under his shirt. I was like, really, dude? Like we're doing this? Are you
like
scared?
Doing a drug deal with the MAGA hat.
What I love the most though is the unedited takes.
Oh God.
I'm glad he released that.
I'm so glad he made
so
those public.
For those of you who don't know, he's like, just scream about anything. You just have to scream about whatever. You're just getting madder and madder at the camera. And I'm sitting there screaming about, does anybody know the glory of Tony Moser's cock? And he's just like, what the fuck? And so then I'm like, and fucking Twinkies. God, I love Twinkies. Oh my God. Just the stupidest shit. I'm so glad he did release that though, because that was fucking amazing. I thought he was just going to like glance over and he's just like, he shot me a message later. He's like, I want you to know, I didn't even have to have the audio on. I was reading your lips. I was like, oh, he started spitting out his drink. It was just like, it's so great. I was like, that's awesome, dude. I love it.
Better than Three's Company.
Yeah, it was so much fun though. But anyway, yeah, that's the fun part for me for that triggered video. But yeah, if you guys haven't heard the song or seen the video, please go on YouTube, check out Rising Enemy and look up the song Triggered because it is fucking awesome.
One of the things I do want to point out, because that's kind of what I want to touch on, is I think Triggered as musically was a big step for you guys.
Oh yeah.
That was a new sound for Rising Enemy, a much more produced sound, I feel. But it's good. I like it. There's like absolutely no complaints here.
The thing that I would like to say is that you were talking about how you guys are kind of like the Gooch of that hard rock and metal. You guys have been slowly progressing yourselves harder and harder with everything that you guys are dropping. It ain't going to take long for you guys to be in that metal genre here soon.
Oh yeah. Well, you guys might be surprised after. So we got a couple more songs recorded and, yeah, some of them or one of them is pretty heavy, and then the other two actually go lighter.
Really?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
It's just, it's been very cool to see you guys, the last few songs you've been doing, especially once you guys hit Triggered, it was like, holy shit. Like, I was like, damn, that opener just right out the gate when it kicks in is just like that scream you have, the band just going to town. I'm just like,
do you get to breathe in that song at all?
Yeah.
Thank you. Finally, somebody yeah, we'll practice that song and then they'll be like, yeah, I didn't really like it. Like, let's do it again. And I'm like, no,
it's long screams and the constant.
I know.
It's like nonstop.
Dude, you're talking to somebody who shotgun vocals nonstop.
But
I get
he doesn't, except for Triggered.
No, I can definitely tell it takes some wind, but I can definitely see the points where it's like, he did that because he wants to breathe there. He did that because he wants to breathe.
Oh yeah.
I trust me. I watch for that shit. It makes sense to me.
And actually, before we even went into the studio, that screaming part didn't exist. That was actually something that when we actually went into the studio, the studio engineer we were working with, Jimmy, was like, it would be really cool if you did this. And I'm like, yeah, we'll give it a shot. And then sure enough, I loved it. And
yeah, 10 points to Jimmy on that advice because it totally sells that opener for the song.
It is
you best
a really
get ready.
solid song.
Oh yeah. But no, so make sure you go check that out on YouTube. I'm sure he'll put the link in the description.
I just might.
He just might.
Yeah.
Along with
Anal Seepage.
So
I'm not putting a link to anal seepage. For the record, if you have anal seepage, see your doctor. Send us pictures, but see your doctor.
Don't send pictures, please, God.
It's in
Send
our
them to him.
It's in our
Him.
outro. It is in our outro.
Just make sure you
said
Google
They're
it.
non-graphic pictures.
Yeah, that's still pictures.
Still non-graphic. I don't want to see the
pictures.
anal seepage. I mean, if it's like brown through your pants, maybe, but that's about as graphic I want to see.
the aftermath. We don't like it's aftermath only. Sorry,
I'm moving on now. Anyway, so cool. Anything else you'd like to bring up about Rising Enemy before we move forward?
Nope.
You guys got any big announcements coming soon you would like to drop here?
Well, I kind of alluded to it earlier, but we have 3 more songs. Three more songs that we're going to be releasing here shortly. The next one, I do have a little surprise for y'all. We are going to listen to a clip of it. So
we press the purple button for us.
I will as soon as he tells me the name of the song.
Would you like to know? All right. Well, I always tease it because we've been playing this song for a while, but we finally got it recorded, so I'm super happy. But the song is called "Show Me Something New."
It's
God,
so good.
dude, it's so good. It really is. Your cleans have come so far, dude. Like, I can't, not just your screams, because your screams have definitely been building up with time, but your cleans are starting to get so much more powerful behind them. And I really love that. And that's a perfect clip because it does show both sides of that. It lets you get that anger scream out, but it also lets you fucking just show that, hey, I've got the cleans to back it up as well.
Oh, yeah.
But dude, seriously, it sounds great. I cannot wait for that shit to drop.
Thank you.
Are you guys going to be doing like a 3-track EP? Or are you guys planning on like holding on to it to get a little bit more and then kind of drop more?
So what we plan to do after the third one's released is we're actually going to put all of our tracks together, put it on an actual printed CD, and that will actually be our first CD.
Oh, nice.
Because we've got 10 songs, so we're going to send those songs back to Jimmy. He's going to do his little magic, make sure all of the songs are the same levels and all that stuff, and then we'll put it on a CD, get a printed CD out there, and then we'll actually have a copy of a CD that, you know, instead of just a burned CD that we've been giving out lately. So, yeah, so it'll be really cool. We just need to get some artwork. We're still figuring out.
I know a guy.
Yeah, I was actually going to talk to Jan about that. I was like, hey, you know.
I already took
Hey,
the
buddy.
picture. I already took the picture for it. I even
That's
edited
true.
it. And
That's true. The Web of Lies one, I like that one.
Now you just got to show the Web of Lies, but the web and the spider have to be in the gooch.
Ooh. Yeah, sweet spot.
We'll get there. Don't
I'm
worry.
pretty sure they'll be the cover for like a song called
If you can make artwork for peanut butter and ass, I'm pretty sure that you can make this happen. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, so moving forward,
We're just going to leave that? We're
Yes.
not going to touch that any
nope,
further?
not touching it any further. Not unless you want to show the artwork on this episode.
Yeah.
Are you ready for it to be shown yet? You're not ready yet, so
Are we? Is anyone ready for this ass?
everybody's ready for this ass.
Yeah.
That's why I have the shorts that call it.
Here's the thing. If it's on the screen right now, then I made it. And if it's not on the screen right now, then I done fucked up.
But anyway, so moving forward, the topic was to be talking about the writing and the recording process. So since this is the topic that you were wanting to touch on, what specifics are you wanting to, let's see where you want to start at with this and let's flow.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start with the recording process.
Okay.
Just because it also ties into the writing process.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the biggest thing that I can give any advice to any band that wants to record or write or do any of that stuff.
Don't.
But, I mean, that works too. It is a difficult process, but
Admit you suck and die. No.
I'm going to say the most important thing that you need to learn how to do is play to a metronome.
Yes.
That will kill you in the studio if you can't. So learn how to write with it. Learn how to be comfortable with a metronome.
Drummers.
Yeah. Well, drummers are supposed to be your metronome, but
well, you really would be surprised at how many guitarists and bassists cannot play to a metronome, and it blows their mind to think about. So, continue.
Oh yeah. So, learn how to play with a metronome. That's the biggest advice I can give is that stupid clicking. It's so boring and you're going to want to hate yourself, but learn how to play on time with that metronome because it's going to save you a lot of time if you do go into the studio.
It's going to save so much time for the editing process.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that saves so much time for the editing
time is
process.
money, friend. Time is money, friend. So that would be my biggest advice for writing or even going into the studio is figure out what the BPM is.
Yeah. A boy.
And he didn't lick his cup when he did it.
Shit. He can still make it. Oh, there it is. I'm not alone.
Oh, God.
Oh, we even both got a little slurp.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah, you guys slurped that to a click. I'm just using sound samples from this episode and making a custom kit for our electronic drum kit out of it.
Dude, please. I want this. Anyway.
Well, if you do get enough samples to make something, send it to me. I'll mix and master it for you. So I'll be more than happy to do that. I had a lot of fun with the intro, so I'll be more than happy to do that.
Oh, don't you worry. We'll utilize the hell out of you.
This is cursed.
But that would be the biggest thing, metronome.
You know what? Real quick, I just want to... Yeah, I can touch both knees at the same
go.
time. Oh, God, yes. Anyway, moving on. They keep lightly brushing their knees against mine, and I'm just like...
That wasn't my knee.
Yeah, it was. Trust me, I know what that feels like. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Right.
So anyway, moving on from the metronome.
Metronome. So for writing, I would say what I did when we were writing early is I carried a notebook with me everywhere because usually when you're writing, it never comes at the time where you're like, okay, I'm going to set aside 2 hours and I'm just going to start writing stuff down. Usually when something comes to you, it's going to be at the most inconvenient time possible. Usually, or for me, it was when I was working at Starbucks and I was doing dishes in the back. And for whatever reason, I would just do some mindless task and then all of a sudden just lyrics and ideas.
Fuck your mocha.
That too. Oh,
It
so many
doesn't need
times.
extra shots.
So many times.
It doesn't need whipped cream.
Whip a
It just
cream?
means it's cream.
So have a notebook.
Whip a
handy.
cream, yes. Whip a cream.
Whip a cream.
It's for the lyrical purpose of syllable count, motherfucker.
Whip a cream.
But yeah, so
But no, I agree with what you're saying. I actually used how I do it is I carry around my phone.
Yeah.
So instead of writing, is what I'll do is I'll go to the voice memos and I'll record whatever has come to my head at that moment, and then I'll save it and I'll label it. And
Yep.
it's
But-
kind of
but
the same
that's
thing, but some
the
kind of
best-
way to get your
yeah,
notes.
that's
The
what I've
best-
evolved to.
Yeah.
So
The best part is that I've heard this from Blaine before. He doesn't just do it with like lyrics.
Oh, I'll do it musically and everything.
Yes.
Oh,
like he's scatting his way around this whole song. It's beautiful. I
Oh, yeah.
kind of want Stress Fed Addiction to release a song
Oh,
that is
the acapella chronicles are coming. So,
Van Canto,
I'm
better watch
excited.
out.
yeah,
I'm
no,
very
I
excited.
definitely, I've already got plans for that.
very excited.
But anyway, so some way to keep record of the music that you want to take notes of, or the lyrics that you want to take notes
Yep.
of.
Because inspiration comes at you at the worst times, always.
Oh, absolutely. Mine was always sitting in the semi truck. That's why I didn't want to have a pen and paper. Mine was like, when I come to a stop, okay, I'm going to hit the record button. And then it's just, yeah. And like he was saying, it would be like, oh, I got this riff in my head. And that's what I would do. So, and then I would take those files back to my band and I'd be like, okay, so the guitar riff is the, and then, just talk with your drummer about the beat that you're looking at. And Yeah, and then so I've got some too where I'll do like multiple tracks of it and stuff. So, but pen and paper used to be the way I'd go, and I'd sit at the mall and watch people be weirdos, so that way I'd get inspiration from them.
Oh yeah. No, I couldn't have my phone on me when I was at work, so I could bring the pad and paper with me at the time. But now, yes, all my notes are on my phone. I have so many.
A sign of the times.
So many.
I think I have like over 3,000 voice memos that I have for just song ideas.
And it sucks because then you're like, you know what? I had that really good idea, and then you scroll through all of them, and then you spend like, I don't know, an hour trying to find the one, then you finally find it, and you're like, oh, well, and that idea wasn't exactly what I thought it was.
I always liked it because I would name them
files.
things like New Thingy 1, New Thingy 2, New Thingy 3. And then I knew that New Thingy was all just the same song, but different parts of it. And then I would go to WTF 1, WTF 2, and just, I would save all those. But I mean, I would make sure after a while, I was like, oh, those aren't really like getting me into what it is. So it's like, I got to give it a really messed up name so I remember what it is. Yep. So then I would start getting stuff like duck squat potty training or something like that. And that was like, oh yeah, that's that one that's like, duck squat potty training.
I thought duck squat potty training was the project name for BPM.
No.
Oh.
No ducks here. I don't give a quack.
We do the same
foul.
exact
that
thing.
Was foul.
Yeah, whenever we have new song ideas, it always has some random ass name. I can't even think of any at the top.
We still have a song in my band called Pork Chop 2 that we can't figure out what to call it. So we're just like, this song is about our favorite food, but not just our favorite food, but part 2 of our favorite food. This song's called Pork Chop 2. We just can't come up with a fucking name for it.
Oh, no, we're the same boat. So yeah, we make up new names because for a while there it was, which song are we playing? The new song. Which new song? The new song.
The new or the new?
Or the new. Yeah. So yeah, then it became just random fucking names.
Yeah. I'm with you 100% on that.
So to kind of go back to asking you some questions about random shit that you do. Rising Enemy, you kind of have a reputation. Your songs are pretty political, pretty hard hitting in the lyrics sometimes. Now,
well, he was wanting to talk about the recording process.
That's fine. I don't
okay.
About this part. We can go excited about this
You just
part.
cut his ass off, and I was just like, "Bitch, that's fucked up."
We can go. He's talking about carrying his notepad with him and writing down ideas, and this is kind of tying into.
Dude, there's nothing more political than Starbucks, bro.
Actually, that's where I wrote most of the really political
you
songs.
Would be surprised.
You would be surprised. That's where I wrote.
I would like my frappuccino with a side of rebellion. So, no, but
hell yeah.
So when you
it
guys
needs to be warmed up to 167 communist degrees.
Dude.
Read between the lines, man. Fucking no. I'm in love with this episode so much right now.
No, you're like people's, if you work in coffee, you're like people's like therapist. Like I swear, like people confide just weird shit.
How do you think bartenders feel?
Yeah, exactly.
Bartenders, I can't even imagine the shit they hear every day.
Oh yeah, I feel like with bartenders that there's at least like somebody's gonna be sitting at your bar and talking to you for like 4 or 5 beers. With the coffee, you're getting one coffee, you're in and you're out. And did that guy just confess to a murder?
You'd be surprised.
But no, so I mean, you're writing songs that are pretty political, and you come back to them, to the band, to your practice space with these songs, and like, okay, you guys all have varying degrees of political philosophies.
Oh yeah.
How do you mesh that?
Well, that's actually a really good question. But so we kind of make fun of everybody. So it's not like, right or left or whatever. We more just focus on like making fun of everybody, or tackling maybe one issue on one side and one issue on the other side. Because you're right. Our band kind of is all over the place politically, which is fine. I love it because then you get so many different point of views and you get really good discussion. Mm-hmm. So, but
realize that he said discussion, not argument. It's okay to have different views on things, folks.
Well, yeah, it's really hard to keep arguing when Patrick just starts drumming.
It's kind of like tuning your guitar. He just starts banging it.
Have you met a drummer who stays still the whole practice?
No.
No, Patrick's not the worst one. It's usually John and Casey. Good Lord. all of our practices start with them just going mealy, 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 and all of us just kind of
can
standing there just
confirm.
looking at them, going, "Ugh." So I go outside and smoke usually.
For as much as drummers get the shit end of the stick about interrupting stuff, it's always the guitarists.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a shit who
I
says
mean,
what.
Always.
Casey was like, dude, I can do this with the rack.
We know each other too well, goddammit.
But yeah, no. So I mean, coming back to that, I think you raise a good point. You guys do approach things from different angles. I think the only like constant is punching up against rich people because you're local musicians. You'll never be that.
Yep. That's exactly it. I mean, that's basically what Den of Thieves is about, is, the 99% against the one. So, and that's kind of like our take on everything is, there's the kind of the puppet masters and the peons, and we're the peons. So, we got to rise up against our puppet masters.
But no. So, I mean, it really is interesting, though, that you guys can at least have those civil conversations about it. And I think that's one of the points that really stood out to me with the song Triggered, is that we know that you guys are varied as far as like your political stances and stuff like that. But the whole world has just been so polarized, and like either you're wrong and you're against us, or you're right and you're with us. And there is no middle ground anymore.
Nope.
As far as social media and the way outlets of like, news and everything like that, it's you're either one or you're the other. And there is such a big gray in between of people that are like, you guys are both fucking weirdos. Like, can we just chill the fuck out? The system's fucked no matter how you look at it, no matter what side you're on. Can we just all accept that nobody's really right here and like actually figure this shit out for a minute?
Oh yeah. No, that was the whole point of Triggered is, I can say one word and I can get under your skin and set you off. And now I have control of the conversation because I've already pissed you off. And that's basically what it kind of seems like everybody does anymore. Is like, I'm just going to, you got the trolls on the internet and they'll just post one thing. And then all of a sudden you see like 40 different people commenting on it. Like, no, you're wrong. Yada, yada, yada. And
I think
it's too easy.
The best example of this I have for you is when you guys first posted,
Can we answer that and put him on speaker?
Yeah, actually. It is Casey. Oh, my goodness. Hello, Casey. You're live.
Oh, what's up?
Hey, Casey, you're on an episode of BPM. Why don't you go ahead and talk to the crowd for a sec?
Hi, Cross.
Just so you know, this is my guitarist, Casey. He's the pigtailed beard guy.
the Chewbacca look-alike?
The Chewbacca look-alike.
Long time, didn't I?
I mean, you actually called it the right time because, I mean, we're in the middle of this lovely episode here. So what do you have to say about Rising Enemy?
Oh, I don't know about those guys, man. It's a pretty shady group of characters.
He's got a good point.
I mean, he does have a good point. We all are pretty shady. But anyway, we're talking about Triggered. What does Triggered mean to you?
Triggered the times that we're living in right now. And, I mean, I think that song pretty much hits on everything that is going on in our culture right now.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And it keeps getting more and more true every time I listen to it. It's kind of scary. In fact, a lot of our songs do that. Luigi's Ballad was, about, the communist agenda of Super Mario Brothers. And then all of a sudden, a lot of stuff that we talk about in those songs is now starting to come to pass. And it's like, are we some weird, like...
Are we really Yoshi?
Are we some, like, prophet? Did
prophets.
We write, yeah, did we do the prophecies or what? But
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus, yeah. But you got...
I know, man. Cody's a prophet.
I mean, there were the prophets of metal, too. Oh, so also I classified our band as Gooch Rock. So we do have our own genre now. We're Gooch Rock.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because we're that sweet spot, between metal and hard rock. We're not quite metal, we're not quite hard rock.
You're not
So-
you're not butt rocking, you're not dicks about it.
Yeah, so the sweet spot between the balls and the butthole.
We're like metal with singing.
I have heard that before. That was one of our first shows in Hermiston. They're like, you guys are like metal, but with singing. I was like, thanks. I appreciate that. Anything else you got to say? And I'll call you after we're done filming.
No, man. I was just calling about a new release we're gonna be doing here soon.
Oh, you
got
heard it here
the,
first.
I got the logo that you sent me the other day for Show Me Something New, and yeah, I wanted to work on the next one, and it's Parasite or Athenaeum. I had a idea for it, and I was going to see if maybe you could put together a logo for it.
So I have Jan over here. You may want to talk to Jan since he's done some amazing things for us already.
Well, it involves one of his pictures he took over at John's place.
Oh, snap. Where's the dun dun dun?
That was just gross.
Very cool. Well, we'll talk after the episode here.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. And yeah, I'm going to Show Me Something New set for release here in hopefully a couple weeks. We'll see what their delay time is, but we're playing in Spokane, and was thinking it might be a good time to release that song on the date of our show.
Perfect. Yeah, that would be September 4th in Spokane.
Damn, on that promo game, Cody.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Casey.
All right.
Well, what timing is that?
Right?
Timing is everything.
A guitar player with good timing? What?
Excellent.
I wonder how awkward you just made him feel.
Well,
Completely.
So what I was about to say is I thought the best example of the triggered of what it... Don't touch my microphone.
Aim it towards your face.
Gross. I'll aim it towards your face.
It's fucking just get it out, dude.
But no, so one of the best parts is when you guys first posted that song to YouTube, and you guys posted it just with a lovely Casey's face, and I believe it had you pulling his pigtails.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And I shared this on my old Instagram account, and I remember getting someone reaching out to me and going like, I can't believe these guys are making fun of people who are genuinely triggered by what's happening right now. And I'm like, yes, you're the person this was written about.
Right.
Yay. That was the meaning of the song, was to either you love it or you hate it. And that was kind of the point.
Yeah. You're either going to be polar left or polar right on it.
Or you're going to be triggered?
Yep.
Yeah.
So no. So when you guys wrote that, did you when you write those kind of songs and stuff like that with so many guys in the band with different outlooks on their political beliefs and religious beliefs and stuff of that nature, do you ever get any like blowback about it, or you guys just talk about it and then like, hey, how can we make it so that way we still get the point across, but we're not offending anybody in the band?
Oh yeah. We had a couple of that was actually a fun one. We chose, this was before the whole BLM thing.
The Black Lives Matter.
We actually wrote it before all that stuff really started happening, and so we had some lyrics in there that would have definitely triggered a lot of that crowd. Not purposefully or
Right.
meaning, but so we did end up changing some of the lyrics because of current events, but we all had to agree upon it. And at first we were like, screw it, who cares? This song is to piss off everybody. It's not that we mean anything, or And then finally we all sat around, had a long discussion about it. It was like 2 different practices that we talked about it. And then finally we were like, all right, we'll go ahead and change it. So, it is something that we do discuss over and over again. Luckily this one we all kind of wrote together. This was we had a 3-day, we did a 3-day practice basically because where we practice is out in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. It's the farm. My guitarist, he runs a dairy, and so it's out in the middle of Boardman, Oregon. And anyway, we all wrote, and then basically that's one of the songs that came out of it. And so we all sat around, and then basically we all we finally came up with like a vocal line for it. And then once we got the vocal line for it, we all sat around and just wrote down different things. And then basically we compiled them all together, and it basically became what the song is today.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we do have discussions around lyrics. I mean, some of the songs, I may just write completely all the way out. I'll be inspired and it'll hit me right, and I'll just get through the whole thing. And then there's other songs where, I'm going to reach out to the rest of the guys in my band and be like, hey, what do you think about this? And usually we all decide on like what we want to write it about, and then we kind of direct it in that direction.
Awesome. It's good to hear though that you have complete, like, the band isn't afraid to get in there and give inputs and stuff like that. That's a lot less common than a lot of people like to believe. So
yeah. No, we I mean, that's one of the big things about what we do is, everybody has an equal vote at the table. Mm-hmm. And so we all put in input, and then we don't go forward unless everybody agrees.
Right. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I actually was just talking with my bandmates earlier today about, was that, at the end of the day, I may not agree with like a decision like, hey, should we, even if stuff like, should we play this show, or should we buy this next round of merch? And I might disagree with it. But the one thing I always tell them is that, but it's a majority vote.
Yep.
I am just one person out of 5. So if the rest of the band feels like, no, this is the right decision, I'm going to be like, you know what? I'm not here to hold back my band. I just voiced my opinion, but it was a vote. Yep. They won it. I'm okay with that. And for a while, one of my guitarists thought that meant that I was like upset about it, but you don't have to be upset about that. It's just saying like, no, I agree. There's 5 of us. Why can't we make an equal decision about this? Everyone's opinion matters.
Oh yeah. So, admittedly, if it's a 4v1 decision every single time, that does change things. Well, there has to be some give and take, I feel, in a band.
No. If you have 4v1 every time and it's just the one person, you might want to consider talking to that person and seeing why their mindset is always in that direction.
Right. That's kind of what I'm like, there has to be something there that's got to give.
Doesn't mean it has to give, though, because you've got 4 people that are voting for it. It may be that it's just not the right person for the band.
That's what I mean.
Or it could mean that, like, hey, maybe there's something that we're not understanding about this person and we need to figure it out so they feel more included in the decision-making process.
No, exactly.
So, but that just means coming down to communicating between each other.
Yep.
So,
no, communication between the band is the biggest thing, because basically if you don't have that communication and you just go off and do things willy-nilly, like, it's going to piss off somebody in it, and then your band's going to collapse. Like, so, we've been together for 10 years, so we always have that open communication. And that's what we kind of pride ourselves on is communicating effectively with each other. And then, of course, we're all really good friends. I've known the bassist since I was 6 years old. And then Casey, I went to high school with, and I actually taught Casey how to play guitar. Ooh. Yes, I did.
Ooh.
I did teach Casey how to play guitar.
Gauntlet.
Well, that explains
Cody
a lot.
said it here first. It does explain a lot, but no.
It could have been better is what you're saying.
No, I'm still not great, but no, we had a guitar class together, and basically the only thing that we were ever graded on is playing a song in front of the class. So I already knew how to play guitar a little bit, so I knew enough to get throughout the entire class. But so I would teach other people the songs that I know throughout the class so they could pass. But I actually taught Casey how to play guitar, and then he continued to play, and I just stayed about the same. Never got any better. So
fair,
cool. So as far as your guys' recording process, I kind of want to loop back to that a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
The first thing you said was learn how to play to a click track, because
yes.
that is so fundamental in the whole process.
Yeah.
what was the second one again?
Taking his notepad everywhere.
Taking his notepad everywhere so that way you can write down your inspiration wherever it may come from.
Absolutely.
And then what would you say would be your third? Because I believe you said you had 3 key points that you wanted to touch on. And I don't know if we made you lose your train of thought.
Oh, I lost my train of thought already. But I can basically
Just bullshit your way through it, man.
give
It's
you
fine.
it's
It's like a Rising Enemy show. Bullshit your way through it.
I can give you kind of a blueprint on how to, I guess, effectively
Kick you on in the nuts.
Yeah, that too. Or if you can kick yourself in the nuts, that's
Oh my
That's a
God.
skill.
I've done
I mean, they're
that.
big
And I
enough,
didn't
that's
think
fine.
I could do it, but I did it. And it fucking sucked so bad.
I want to
Man,
see
that's
somebody.
nuts.
If we have a show, I just want to see one person try to kick themselves in the nuts.
That would be one weird mosh pit, dude.
Dude, okay. So here's the deal. After this episode is over, we need to put like a little blippet right at the end of it because I'm going to do a video of me showing how you can kick yourself in the nuts.
I've seen it done. Not from Blaine, but I've seen it done.
All you have to do is just swing your legs sideways.
Yep. In fact, there was a local band named Strigoi.
Yeah.
I used to go to their practices all the time. Yeah, I think they had a song called Kick Yourself in the Nuts. And
Yep.
that was basically where they got it. So I want to bring it back.
Fucking Strigoi. I haven't heard that name in a while.
I love that band. I used to go to their practices in high school. It was amazing.
Oh, that's awesome.
But anyway, I guess I can give a little bit of a
It's whole new
blueprint
world.
on how to, I guess, get the most bang for your buck out of the studio. Because basically the studio is expensive.
Yes.
$500 a day. I
Yep.
mean, that's
Mhm.
If
basically,
not more.
if not more. But that's what we're paying is $500 a day. And that doesn't include mixing and mastering.
Mhm.
That just includes going in there and recording. But
And then it's usually a time slot too, isn't it? How much time do you get per day usually?
8 hours.
8 hours. So-
Yeah, and that includes a lunch, not a non-paid lunch, but yeah, you get basically 8 hours. And depending on where you go, they're very strict about that 8 hours. But we go to Amplified Wax. Jimmy's amazing to work with. If we go a little bit over, he's willing to do what to make sure that we get a product that we want. So that guy's super awesome. Love working with him. We've worked with him on all of our songs and cannot praise that guy enough. But anyway. How to get the most bang for your buck out of the studio. Number one, anything that you can record outside the studio, do it. So what I would,
record a fucking DI while you're at it.
yeah. So basically guitars, they can be recorded outside of the studio because basically what you can do is you can direct input it back into a cab. And then basically you send the signal that you recorded into a cab and then turn around and get that guitar sound that you really want. But, and then because guitars take a long time, guitarists are going to be very meticulous about little things too. Like, hey, there's some string noise there. Hey, I don't like how, I hit a sharp note on this and, with the sustain on the guitars, if you don't have a perfect take and if you hit, if you don't get your pinky right on that one string on that one time, then you got to go do an entire take again. So take the time, record outside of it, outside the studio, get the perfect guitar take that you want before you even get in. And then basically then you already have a song that's already set to a metronome and you've got a big chunk out of the way.
Mhm.
And then basically when you get to the studio, bring your guitars because you're going to do some overdubs. Because there's going to be, the guy's going to be like, hey, it'd be really cool if you did a little mealy here.
Well, I imagine that a recording engineer is going to be far more prone to notice any mistakes that are in your recordings.
Absolutely. And then, so what I would also suggest is get a DAW and audio interface on your computer. You can get a little 1-channel one, and then a DAW. Go get Reaper. It's $60.
Right.
It's a great DAW. Digital audio workspace.
We actually had, what was that? The last episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decayer.
With Sean of Decayer. We were talking about it. It's like, there's so many bullshit DAWs that cost so much money that just rack the bills up every month, especially like Pro Tools and stuff like that. And it's just like, dude, go get Reaper. You can either do it free or you can pay the $60 and you've got a lifetime of fucking awesomeness.
I had the free trial for 1 year. And then finally I was
had
like,
it for 4.
yeah. And then I was like,
Doing
you know
them
what?
too.
I love this DAW.
Yeah.
I'll fork over the $60. I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
And then you get it for like, I don't know, five or 6 updates. So,
which is usually major updates one every year.
Yeah, you know, so if you're on Reaper 5, then you wouldn't have to pay for it until it goes to Reaper 10, but they update it constantly, you know, 5.1, 5.2.
No, there's a lot of mini fixes, a lot of
and they do it constantly.
optimization.
But,
For sure.
But really, they only do it with the major ones. So to clarify that, like if you were to start and it's Reaper 5.0, 5.1, 2, 3, all the way up until 6 is not considered a major update. Those are just minor updates. So then when it hits 6, that counts as the first major update. And like you said, they give you 5 or 6 major updates. So it's like, holy shit, it's going to be a while before you run out.
Yeah.
And $60. I mean, come on. Easy.
Yeah. That's easy money.
Yeah. So
that used to be a
one-
PlayStation game, but now that's $70.
I mean, it's for most. Let's be real. If you're in a rock band, it's one night of not going to the bar.
Yeah, no shit.
It's cheap. But anyway, get an audio interface, practice it over and over again, record it. Your whole band record it. Now, I know with one input, you're not going to be able to get drums. There are so many free MIDI drum programs. I used one called MT Drummer. That was the one I actually used on the intro. It's free. It works. You know, program your drums close to what your drummer might like it. Or if you want your drummer to do something, you can program it for them and they can hear it. But instead of going googity googity googity,
I have to put Quagmire over that, don't I?
giggity. Yeah. So
Gooch Rock.
make sure that you know the song backwards and forwards. Record all the parts. Record the vocals. That way, when you get into the studio, the engineer hears it and goes, "Okay, I kind of know what we're working with." And then, because time is money, so basically, the less time you can spend recording stuff, the better.
Right. So giving the engineer a rough draft so he kind of knows where to take it is
and to make sure that the guitar tracks are perfect, and then you can do the same thing with bass.
Nobody listens to the bass track, dude. It's fine.
I mean, yeah.
The one thing that's important from that too, that you're kind of talking about too, is it also gives the drummer his dry tracks to work with as well when he gets in the studio.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because basically what we do is, guitars, bass, we do them beforehand. Casey has a really nice setup. He's got Pro Tools, the whole bit. So he makes sure that those are perfect all the way through. And then basically, the first day we go into the studio, the first half we do the guitars. So we do the direct ins, and then basically we set up drums, and then we get the drum tracks that we went the way we want them. And Patrick's a wizard at getting drum tracks. Like he's done some pretty freaky things. Like there was one where like the metronome was throwing him off.
The raccoon and the peanut butter, bro. I mean, I swear.
I think it was blanks. Like for whatever reason, the scratch track that we had for him to record the drums, because that one we actually did record the drums in house. Whatever it was, the scratch tracks were just messing with him. So he just like, give me the metronome, and he actually recorded the entire drum track with just a metronome, no music, just the metronome. He knew the song that well that he could literally just do it off a metronome.
That's awesome.
It was pretty crazy. And then, other times where, there was with silver or lead, there's a lot of double bass. And for whatever reason, there was something that wasn't clicking right in the studio. So basically, Jimmy goes, "Hey, can you just do just the feet?" And so he did just the feet. Now just do the other part. And he did it perfectly, like first take. It was just, it was nutty. But
it's called a drummer on point.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the one thing that I always try to tell my band, and it's one thing that I've given advice on way previous episodes as well, is that you should know your song well enough that like if your bassist and your guitarist call out sick, your other guitarist, the drummer, and the singer should still be able to practice and hit it perfect.
Oh yeah.
Like, so one of the things that I do is like I run around with a wireless mic, you know that.
Oh yeah.
There's times I'll lose the signal of like hearing the guys because I don't have monitors on me now. I'm on the ground level. I'm with the people.
Oh yeah.
But I know that drum well enough to know that when he hits that I know where I should be vocally, and I can just follow the drums, or I can just follow the bass, or I can follow the rhythm or the lead. Yep. It doesn't matter. I can follow any one of them. And that is super important for people to learn, like know all the aspects of your song.
Absolutely. Especially if like something goes wrong. I've done it multiple times. I've unplugged my mic. I've dropped my mic. I've forgotten
Casey
lyrics
off stage on accident.
Yeah. Or almost got booted too myself, or almost fell off stages, or sang the wrong parts. I've done all of it, but
caught a fist from a random mosh pit.
Yeah.
I got thrown into a mosh pit. I had injured my shoulder and got thrown into a mosh pit and got tossed around. And then all of a sudden I ended up sitting on the stage, and I think it was Trevor, or it was Cold Hearts playing. And I'm sitting on the stage and I look up at Trevor and I'm like, hey. And he's like, and then I get pushed back out, and then finally I got back out, and it was crazy because if I would have had to like brace myself to catch myself, it would have been painful because my shoulder was messed up. But anyway, yeah. So studio, basically, get those parts in. Do anything that you can outside of the studio because time is money. So for us, we did the last studio run we did 3 days, but we also got 3 songs done. So the first day we did all the guitar stuff. So, because even if you do the pre-pro on the guitars, you're still going to run into situations where they're going to be like, hey, it'd be kind of cool if you did this little different thing. And that's what's going to happen is you're going to get in the studio and you're going to think it's perfect and golden and good to go. But the engineer's going to be like, you know what? That doesn't really work. It's the wrong key or whatever. And then you're going to have to think on the fly. So get it as good as you can before you get there. And then basically make sure and just hope that it's only minor adjustments that need to be taken.
And from my conversations with an audio engineer too, when you go into your studio and you bring in your gear, it better be in the best possible fucking shape.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so real quick before we jump on that, because I do want to touch on that as well. Real quick, if you go into the studio and it's your first time, or even if it's like just your couple times in, do not take offense from an engineer telling you that something sounds off and it could be better, or try this. That is the skill of a good engineer.
Yep.
If an engineer isn't giving you suggestions and advice on some things, there's no band in this world that's perfect, and they will help you find that perfection if you listen to what they're willing to say. But if you act like a dick, they're going to stop telling you, and they're going to let you put out your product that you think is perfect, but could have used a little bit of help.
Well, and
That
if they're needing to spend an additional 4 hours polishing your take, they'll take your money.
Yep, they sure will. So, but
yeah.
one of the things too is like good audio engineers will tell you, like, say, like the riff is da dun 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 da dun, and they might tell you, try this da dun dun da 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 dun.
Yeah,
and it's something as simple as that. It might be different to you. Don't take offense. They've heard enough music in the industry to know that like that catches better.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the tones, it may not, interfere with the signal to where like, the bass cab and the drums are overlaying each other and it's throwing it off because of the tone patterns on it.
Oh, yeah.
There's little tricks that they know that you won't know. So just hear what they have to say. Never be afraid to try it.
Oh
okay?
yeah. No, we've ad-libbed a bunch in the studio. Like, you think you have the song perfectly down, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, what, this doesn't sound quite right. Let's adjust this part. Okay. I mean, we've rewritten bass parts. We've written parts. The last time we went for Show Me Something New, we actually wrote an entirely different verse. So, because he's like, you know what? The lyrics on this aren't that great.
I mean, and admittedly, you have to have a relationship with an audio engineer for them to tell you that.
Oh yeah, but
if that's it's the first set of ears to hear it.
Exactly.
And if they're able to give you good, honest feedback, take it.
Yeah, take it.
Sure.
And don't have an ego about it.
Yeah. Similarly, don't get too attached to your gear, because if an audio engineer tells you, this is going to sound like crap on your record, you still insist on using it, it's going to sound like crap on your record. You were just told this.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Similarly, come prepared with an extra set of strings, with an extra set of drum heads.
Oh, a lot of them will send you before you even go up there. They'll send you an email stating like, I expect you to change all your strings. I expect it to be clean. I expect it to be taken care of. And that's why I was going to loop back to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Phil Bruni?
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
Chaotic?
At Chaotic Studios, when my band was talking with him before the pandemic hit, which sucks because I would have loved to work with him on it instead of...
He's an awesome dude.
He's fantastic. But he literally sent me like an email stating like, okay, here's the things I need from you. There will be no alcohol inside of my establishment. If you're going to eat, you need to make sure that, you're eating what you're regularly eating. If you're a smoker, keep smoking. Don't stop, because you need to be, for like singers and stuff, don't change anything. You are who you are. Stay to who you are. Just take goddamn good care of your gear. I want brand new strings on that thing. I want you to bring an extra set of strings just in case we work them so hard that we need to replace them out. I can start hearing it. The dude was phenomenal with like breaking it down. Listen to your engineers. They will, it might sound stupid to you guys, but fuck, they know what they're doing. And Phil is fantastic and such a killer dude. So
Yeah, I've talked with him a few times. If we weren't working with Jimmy, that's probably who we'd reach out to next. So
for sure. Guy puts out a lot of good work.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He really does. So Amplified Wax, you got Jimmy, Phil Bruni at Chaotic Studios, and that's just, they're both Spokane based, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
both in Spokane.
So if you're looking for recording engineers, please go look those two up. They're fantastic.
Oh, yeah. And I forgot where I was at.
You were leaving off with...
That was the end of point 3 of...
Point 3, yeah.
Yeah, getting all prepared for the studio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, make sure you're well prepared. I think we covered a lot of the really good stuff.
I think though, and I really want to just hammer it home. Like, I've heard it said before multiple times. Engineers are kind of like whores. They will take your money if you're giving them a good reason to.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And I don't even blame them. It's an absolute art form / technical skill set that I have no grasp of at all. Like, I know what they do. I could never say that I could do it. Somebody who's well versed in it, if they're telling you, I think it's such a good point. Listen to them, and else, be prepared to spend a lot more money.
Well, it's the same way that I would look at it for photography for you. It's like anybody can grab a DAW and record something.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody can grab a camera and take a picture. Now, do you know how to actually use it? And that's really what it comes down to. Do you know all the tricks and the trades? Have you spent the time researching this? Do you know about all the extra programs? Do you know about all the different editing software? Do you know all the different lenses? Do you know all the different, programs? I mean, it's a master skill in itself. And unless you've dedicated time to it, like I could sit here and be like, sure, I can hook up a computer. Let's plug in some DAWs and I'll give you rough tracks, but that's all they're going to be. Rough tracks. I'm not going to sit here and say, I can polish it. Fuck no. But if you walk in with a fucking ego into an engineer's fucking shop and you're like, bro, but it's fucking perfect.
All you have to do
all right, fuck boy, let's go. I'm gonna spend hours and hours and hours mastering and I'm gonna charge you for it. Just like if someone had a photo shoot with you and they fucked it off for 4 hours and it's like, I'm charging by the hour, right?
At that point I am.
So,
yeah.
I had a block for 2 hours for your photo shoot. We're 7 hours in. I am charging by the hour.
Yeah, definitely. If you're going into the studio, be prepared to work and be prepared to get as much done as you possibly can. Don't screw around. If you do take a break, take a 5-minute break. Like when I'm doing vocals, usually we do vocals the last day. I'll take a 5-minute break and then I'm back in there. And then I listen to him because, he'll be like, oh, you're sharp, you're flat. And I listen to that. Hey, or he'll have ideas for harmonies. Hey, try this harmony. And it always ends up being really good. Yeah. But, take the time to make sure that you're 100% dedicated to that studio. Don't mess around. Don't have the rock. I don't know. I guess the worst part about it,
don't have the sex, drugs, rock and roll mentality of like, we can fuck this off and something good's going to come out of it.
No, you're going in there as an employee of the studio for the day, for lack of a better word. You're going to be listening to your boss, the audio engineer.
No, I wouldn't even look at it that way.
No, use them. I mean, basically, you're paying them, so make sure that you're getting the most out of
your buck.
Yeah. So ask them questions. Be like, hey, what is that really? Did that sound all right? I think it would be better if you tried it here. And then if he has an idea, try it. Don't get an ego about it. Just try it. Even if you think it's going to suck, what he's saying, try it.
Well, that half an hour you're about to spend arguing over the fact that you want to use your Line 6 Spider could have been spent laying down 5 versions of that track.
Exactly. Yeah. Because usually the idea that they have is a quick little, hey, try it this way one time. Okay, cool. Yeah. Hey, you know what? That didn't work. Let's go back to the old way.
Yep.
It's real simple.
And their job isn't to screw you over. Their job is to just get you in, get you out, and make you a solid product. Because at the end of the day, kind of like what you say with your exactly, you do it with your photography. They do it with that album. They want people to hear it and be like, "Holy shit, that was recorded there. I want to go there."
Yep.
That's how they look at it. If they give you a bad product, it's because you pissed them off so fucking bad that they said, "Fuck this band. I don't even care anymore." But even then, they'll still try to polish that turd.
Oh yeah,
they don't want it to be that bad.
I know of very few instances of an engineer actually going like, I can't work with you guys. I know a lot of engineers will be like, you know what, if I have to spend the extra hours, I'll bill you for it, but I'm going to try and make sure that this is as good as possible when it leaves my hands. Yeah.
So, but yeah, cool. Anything else on the writing and recording process? We didn't really touch much on the writing side.
No,
we kind of did because
Yeah.
we kind of touched a little bit about like the bands and the different viewpoints and stuff.
yeah, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
I guess the hardest thing about writing is knowing when a song is done.
Yeah.
That's the most difficult
It's
thing.
once you add the words anal seepage to the lyrics.
Anal seepage.
And we're done.
All right.
All
That's a wrap,
right. But yeah. So that's why it's always good to, I mean, you can mix and master your own stuff. And if you're really good at it, awesome. More power to you. But I would, as you know, for us, it's better that we go to Jimmy, because then that kind of gives us that final version of the song that we like. Because then once we've got it recorded, that's the way we're playing it. I mean, yeah, we can ad lib things here and there, but for the most part, that's the end of that song. Then on to the next one. But
Sure.
I'd say that's the toughest thing. And then always write. Just continue to write. Like if you have an idea, even if it isn't anything that you're working on, because a lot of times I'll be working on one song and all of a sudden I'll get an idea for another song. Don't dismiss those ideas. Don't throw them away. Don't, because
New voice memo.
yeah, you're gonna come back to it one day and be like,
Mhm.
wow, that was a really good idea. So write everything down. The more, and for me, what helps me is when I write it down, I tend to remember it. I don't have to actually look back at because I actually took the time to scribble the 10 words that I thought were
This
clever.
is the point of homework that you had back in school. When you write it down, it helps you remember.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So take the time to write it down. That'll help you remember it in the future.
So many times I've had things pop up in my head right when I'm laying my head down to go to sleep, and I wish I'd had a pen and paper because
Right.
I'm running it through my head this many times. I'll remember it in the morning. Completely forgot about it.
Back when I was like really active on like creative photo shoots, I'd have like a little notepad just by my bedside, so I wouldn't have to look at a screen. But if I had something come to my head, I could just write down like a key word and be like, I need to come back to that.
Mhm.
Yep. Because you're gonna kick yourself when you try to go back and remember it and be like, what was that again? And then you won't remember it and it's gone
It
forever.
would like you be at the next band practice. Like, guys, I had this great idea the other night, but
Yeah. My
it's
biggest
not there anymore.
my biggest problem is I like to write half songs. I like to write half of a song and then I get stuck and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna work on something else a little bit, and then I
Is that when you kind of throw it into the group and it's like, who else wants to add to this? Or
yeah, that's basically what I do.
What
But-
about when you're working on one with me?
I knew I started this and then I started saying it and I was like, yep, this is the perfect example.
Yep.
Yes.
You knew I was going to drop it.
Oh yeah. Yes, me and Blaine are potentially, maybe not, I don't know, working
I'm
on.
still 100%.
Oh no, we're 100%. I just
I'm claiming royalties
I'm-
for the name.
I'm throwing why?
What?
For the name?
Yeah.
What is the name of that?
Isn't that Don't Poke the Bear?
It is Don't Poke the Bear.
Which is so funny because that has nothing to do with the lyrics whatsoever.
No.
Don't care. Poke the
Anal
bear.
seepage.
But yeah, no, I do need to get back to that now that we finally got the last 3 songs out. But yeah, also I just want to say hello to my new daughter, Miss Ruby.
Ooh, yes.
Ruby Jean. She was born last Thursday, not Thursday, but the previous Thursday. So
Might be the previous
if I'm a
Thursday
little
by the time I
sleepy
upload
and
this.
rambly, it's probably because I haven't gotten a lot of sleep lately. So
It's okay. Rambly is kind of the name of the game for BPM. It's kind of what we do.
It's fair. But no, again, congratulations to your beautiful baby. I got to see the pictures online and I was like, okay, that's a cute baby. Like I can admit, cute baby.
she has lots and lots of hair. It's pretty crazy.
Mhm.
Somebody in the family's got it.
Right? That's why I always wear a hat. I'm actually bald on top. I got a big old bald spot right there
So why don't you shave your head?
because I like hats.
And he likes cats. But what's your point?
We're still trying to get him in pigtails too. That's the next photo shoot.
I mean,
it's going to
you-
be for sideburn hair if you
for
pull it
the,
off.
for the last photo shoot I did for Rising Enemy, we tried to get them to braid Patrick's hair. It
yeah,
didn't work out too well.
no, it didn't. We should put a wig on Patrick one of these times.
God,
That'd be great.
yes. Is that the new Rising Enemy merch? It's Casey Cahoon pigtail wigs.
Well,
Oh my
I think what we wanted to do was put we have the pigtail shirt, but then we also wanted to put a beard on it.
I was
So
going to
that way-
say,
so that way you got the
if you sell the
pigtails with the
pigtail
beard.
wigs, I want that to have like the attached beard
Yes.
to go
Yeah.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to
We need to talk strategies.
Yes.
yeah.
Well, we got you, boo.
So, one of the things that I wanted to bring up is that, like you said, me and you were starting a process on a song, and then you dropped the ball on me, and it never come back. And I keep waiting for you to call me, and you never do. So I text you,
never write.
and I'm just like, does he like me anymore? Or I don't know what happened. That night was so special, and we got so far, and then he just stopped calling. And
in the end,
it really broke my heart. And then I see you and I'm like, hey, are we ever going to do that? It's like, oh yeah, we're going to do that. And then like, you never call. And I feel like I'm just a whore.
This
and,
whole song sounds like a Taylor Swift thing.
No, Taylor Swift's more empowered than I am.
It's true.
But no, I still remember like when we first started talking about that, like you shot me the audio for it. And I was just like, oh fuck, man, that's such a dope fucking riff, man. And you were like, well, yeah, what do you think about it? I was like, dude, I've already got lyrics like pumping through my head for it, and you don't even have anything on here, music or like vocally wise. He's like, oh, well, what do you got? And I like shot you over a couple of messages of ideas that I had, and he's like, maybe we could do something together. I was like, yeah. So then we met up over at Casey's house because he's got all the big studios set up in his house. And you were sitting there and you guys had like played it out. And I was just like, okay, everyone shut the fuck up. And I just started writing and I just told him, put it on loop. And I just started writing. And like, I sat there and you guys were like, I think you actually leaned over, or maybe it was Casey, and you guys leaned over because Mark was there with me. Yeah. And you were like, is he normally like this? And Mark was like, I just remember hearing Mark out of the corner of my ear being like, oh yeah, he's in a groove. Once he finds it, you ain't pulling him out of it. And I literally just sat there and just kept writing. And I think we were there for what, like 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah, no, I was actually really impressed because usually, like for me, writing lyrics, I'll get a couple good lines, and then I'll write out a bunch of stuff, and then I'll be like, I don't really like that second part, and it takes me a while. I mean, there's only been one song. Den of Thieves took me 20 minutes to write. That was the fastest song I've ever written. But other than that, like I was impressed. You were just spitting them out like crazy. Like usually, like I have the whole band, and they're all like giving me ideas. I'm like, here's the melody. I need this many syllables, or make it less than, or make it not as many of these syllables.
It is so crazy trying to explain syllables to people.
Yeah,
and it's the one thing that like, and it's even crazier in rap. Or like if you're trying to do like that new metal kind of a flow for it. Well, it depends too, because like depending on how you sing it, like you've got the singing, but people don't count the syllables. They just think of the words, and it's like, no, you don't understand. If the syllable ends here, then I don't have that spot where I need it for my breath, and I can't continue it from there. And it is so interesting to see how many people do not understand syllable structure.
Casey.
But you know what? He's also not a singer, and he's not a songwriter.
No,
he might
written
play
a lot of them, but yeah.
But I'm sure you've gone back and had to touch up a little bit.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
He'll give me a 13-word sentence, and I need like 5 syllables. So I got to take that sentence and hack and slash it and dice it and basically make that 13-word sentence into 5 words.
Yeah.
And I constantly do that. But I mean, it's nice because it basically gives me the idea. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what you're going with. Okay, I
feel like there needs to be a Rising Enemy song where you're just going up straight up like an auctioneer.
I mean, I kind of feel triggered sometimes. Well, no, I don't really. It would be more Luigi's Ballad where I just keep going. That's another song that kills me too, because it's not until we hit that little, or until we hit the solo that I don't shut up.
Yeah. No, don't worry. I'm in the same boat as you. I got a lot of songs that are that way too. And then I just yell at myself, why the fuck did I write it that way?
Oh yeah. You're like, this is going to be really cool.
It is really cool when you can keep your breath.
Yeah. Well, and the worst part about it is like in the studio, usually like you record, like for me, when I'm doing recording for vocals, I'm doing it in parts. So, I'm singing this verse, and then I'm singing the next, or then I'm singing the chorus, and then I'm singing the next verse. And I do it in parts. And then all of a sudden we finally get the whole song together, and then I got to sing it all at once. And I'm like, that was triggered. Like I was like, oh my God.
I remember witnessing you at practice where we had just been running around outside taking pictures. You were already out of breath.
Yep.
That was not a pretty sight. I'm not going to lie.
Well, COVID didn't treat me well. I gained about 30 pounds, and, I'm not hopping up and down on stage.
I've gained 0 weight during COVID.
So, yeah.
Turns out mosh pits were my exercise. Fuck.
Right? No shit.
Shows were my exercise too. Hopping up and down. Yeah, not so much anymore.
I've got the perfect diet program for you, and it's called
Anal seepage.
Ooh. I mean,
It works wonders, bro. You wouldn't even know.
if I drink enough of this.
Yeah, that'll help.
Wow.
All right.
I mean, not that it's bad, but coffee is a natural laxative. So.
All right.
And as the lead singer of a local Gooch band, he's full of shit.
Okay.
Typically, don't listen to me.
That was rude.
I
Very
am
rude,
rude.
John.
Yeah.
Very rude.
Suck it.
And with that being said, we're going to move on to the next segment of this episode. That's right. It is time for Who You Reppin', the part of the show where we talk about the bands that we're sporting in today's episode. So let's start with Cody. Who you representing?
Wow, you're going to point straight at Cody? That's a bit of an ego booster, isn't it? Isn't it?
It is. What? It's not an ego.
He's not the first person to do it, so it's
True,
not like it'd be the
that's true,
first time
that's
this has happened. So
Well, I'm representing this band. They're out of Kennewick, I believe, right?
Kennewick.
Kennewick? Kennewick. It's some shit village, right?
Shit village.
Okay.
But it's okay. Oh, Ginger.
Anyway, I'm repping this band.
And now I get to say, oh, Ginger.
It is kind of ironic, right?
I got to say it with a little more soul.
What's that? What's that? Gingers and souls?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm moving on. Go ahead.
Anyway, I'm
Who you repping,
repping.
Cody?
I am repping this amazing band that has like the sexiest lead singer I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, so hot.
Sometimes he calls himself Captain Dad Bod.
Mm,
Sometimes he dresses up in really skimpy outfits.
like the Dangler Wrangler. I love it because so many people have no idea what I do. And they see me on this show and they have no idea how far I take it.
Too far.
It's very sexy.
It is.
Anyway,
very
I am
sexy.
repping the homeboy over here in Stress Fed
Midlife
Addiction. Look at their merch. It's
Look
pretty
at
sick.
it. Just look at it.
I mean, just look at it. That's
It's the best midlife metal band I listen to.
Hell yeah.
I love this shirt. I wear this shirt all the time, so it's one of my favorite shirts.
This
So-
is true. I've actually photographed you wearing that shirt so many fucking
I
times.
love this shirt. I do. I absolutely like. It's soft. Like I'm jealous. Like I want merch like this. But anyway, repping the boys in Stress Fed Addiction. They put on an amazing show. If you've not seen Papa Bear live, oh my god, go see him. Like, just do it.
There's so much more context
You'll want
for this whole show once
Yeah.
you've seen it.
You'll want to start taking off your clothes a little bit, like, but
Uh-huh.
because the sex appeal is real. So,
Deny it.
but no, he puts on an amazing show. The whole band, they're rocking out. His guitarist, they play guitar. They play each other's guitar parts. It's
I also want to give a
amazing.
special shout out to Brandon, Stressfed's drummer,
oh yeah,
who goes pretty fucking wild on his kit. He's not just sitting there playing; he goes.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
He's actually really happy because the last few shows we've done, we've had people that compared him to like Mr. Bungle and stuff like that. And he was just like, fuck yes,
Mhm.
people are noticing.
Yeah. No, he goes for it, and I love it. He goes all out.
Yeah.
Plus the beater heads on his fucking kick.
Oh, the skulls.
The skulls are
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah. So we love you, Billy.
That was Brandon. on
Yeah.
No,
drums,
I'm talking about Billy,
the bass player.
the bass player. We
Uh-huh.
love you because bass players never get love.
No,
Yeah, because they chose the wrong instrument.
I fucking hate you so much. No, the thing that really sucks for Billy is that a lot of people are like, oh, he's kind of like not moving around a lot. People don't realize is he shattered his fucking hips.
And honestly, when you compare Billy, 2021
Which is funny.
Billy,
Which is
to-
funny because before he broke his hips, he moved even less.
Yeah.
And now that he broke his hips, he moves even more.
Hey,
It's so great.
Once you lose them, then you're like, oh, well, they're back now, and I better start using them. If you don't,
Well, you know what they say? Break a leg. His just happened to pop right through his fucking hip.
Please don't. Please don't ever break.
He
your
was
leg
on a
this way.
vacation in Vegas. And he was just walking up
It's
to a
supposed
fucking
to stay
food.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
He was
stay in
walking
Vegas.
up to a food truck just to get some tacos and fucking just burp. That was it.
Yeah, that's
tacos?
the official story.
ouch.
That
I mean,
sucks so much ass.
It could be a pretty crazy story for all I know. I mean,
Right.
we wrote a whole song about being in Vegas, so I know. That's actually one of the songs we'll be releasing. It'll probably be the last one, called Parasite. But yeah, it's about our trip in Vegas. But anyway.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thank you for representing my luscious band. I super appreciate it. My band has some big things coming soon. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah,
But
boy.
we'll get there.
Yeah.
Womp, womp, womp,
So
womp.
I'm looking at your hat here for a moment.
You don't get to pick who goes next.
Oh, I do.
No, you don't.
A little bit.
Okay, go for it.
I'm looking at your hat, in particular your hat. Who you repping, Blaine?
I'm repping Rising Enemy.
You guys are so cute together.
We're so cute. Come here. But yeah. No, Rising Enemy is my boys. If there was a local band in this area that I say that, my band is always like, dude, we need to play a show with, it's always you guys.
And it's always them.
So, I mean, we have a mutual respect for each other, hands down, all day long. We've talked about, once the world goes back to fucking normal, trying to do like a small tour run together.
Absolutely.
Just getting out there and having some fun. We feed off each other. Like, we're crazy shenanigan antics, and these guys are just straight up like fucking, they're going to be in your face kind of shit. So it's great because, like, if we go first, you guys are like, fuck, well, now we got to be all goofy and shit.
Yep.
And then if they go first, it's like, well, fuck, now we got to put on our more fucking serious hats and fucking show that we can play.
No,
So,
it's amazing. We definitely, like, having that other band to like push you to be better. Is great. Like, it makes you want to have a better show, and then the crowd feels it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah. And when you get the whole crowd into it, like, it's nuts. That last show that we had at the Tin Hat was amazing. The crowd was really into it. I didn't go up on stage with the plan of putting Casey in pigtails. I mean, I kind of did, but
we always have that plan. Don't worry. If you don't have it, we got it.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I'll ask the crowd. And oh my God, that was the loudest I've ever heard a crowd get with getting Casey in pigtails. So that was amazing. But even when we played, like, his outfits, like, they're so hard to top. So we really have to bring it.
But yeah, no, it's always a lot of fun. And that's one thing I really enjoy too, is like you were saying, when bands can like have that fun competition between them, like, oh fuck, now we got to step it up. Fuck now.
That's the other part too that I love about Rising Enemy is, your guys' songs, same with Stress Fit. Your songs are pretty fucking serious, but my God, you guys goof around on stage, and I love that.
We love what we do, and we show we have fun doing what we
Exactly.
do.
Yeah. If you don't love what you do, then
What's the point?
What are you doing?
And I mean, of course, it wouldn't be a BPM show if we didn't mention Steak Sauce, but they do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The steak sauce mustache is still the kings of it for me, and I will never stop loving them. So, hey, we actually got their name into the episode, just like every other episode. Good job. High five. Yay. And
Mark
high
the
five.
20.
Yay. Now, ooh, woo. Ooh, woo. Okay. Anyway, I feel better now. Did you burp? Is that what you did?
Maybe.
Peppermint.
Anyway, so the other band that I'm representing today is also Sleep Signals. So as you can remember, I don't know if it was the last episode or the episode before, I sported Sleep Signals. I am sporting them again today. They actually were at the show that you guys performed at the Tin Hat. And those guys' showmanship has just, it just keeps amplifying every time I see them. With that being said, I do want to bring up a serious note, is that Sleep Signals was in a accident. It was, today is a Saturday, but it would have been
on Wednesday morning.
so that would have been the 16th.
Thereabouts.
16th or the 17th of August.
Yeah.
They were in a very big vehicle accident. The guy wasn't paying attention, hit their trailer, destroyed all of their gear, and as the trailer flipped, it pulled the bus vehicle on its side as well. Everybody was asleep in the vehicle at around 4 a.m. And it's one of those things. I know that they had their girlfriends and fiancés with them.
I'm not sure if they were with them on that part of the
tour, but well, they were at the earlier stage, so just in case. But they were asleep at 4 a.m. In their bus, and the driver was driving, but some other idiot hit them and caused that accident. Everything is a complete loss. All their gear, all their merch, all their vehicle is totaled.
Yeah.
But the most important piece of this is that some of them were hurt. If you can, please go to Sleep Signal's page, take a look. They have a GoFundMe going on and a
It'll be in
PayPal
the
setup,
description.
and we'll have it in the description as well. If you feel like donating to them, please do. They are such stellar guys, and it's such crap to see that just some idiot not paying attention on the road caused an entire band to lose out like that. That's not cheap.
And on a massive tour too.
Yeah.
And on a massive tour with POD, you know,
to New.
Ashes to New, and it's one of those things that our hearts and prayers go out to them and their families, and I'm hoping for speedy recoveries because they did not come out unscathed. They are all alive. They are not unscathed. There's going to be medical bills for this. It's going to be a while before they can recoup. If you can, please go check out that GoFundMe. Please go show some love. I had talked to my guitarist about it in Stress Fed Addiction, Mark, and I showed him the photos today. And he was like, holy shit, dude. One of the things that Mark does is he builds custom guitars, and he had me reach out to them and tell them, it's like, hey, I know it's not the top of your priority list, but when you guys are back up and moving again, we are more than happy to help build some guitars for you guys so you guys can recoup a little bit. And at no cost, just to get you guys something so you guys can at least get something back. You know, he doesn't have a lot of money, but he has a lot of material, so he can do that kind of thing for him. So just respect their time right now. People are still in the hospitals, but show some love. Just give them your heartfelt warmth, and do what you can.
Absolutely. Couldn't have happened to a greater group of guys. Like,
it's crazy, and it's just in an instant. You know, never take a moment for granted, because that shit is.
I was so excited to see them on this tour. You know, right before the pandemic, they had a big tour coming up. That didn't quite happen because COVID happened. Really excited to see him hitting the big time again. When they were here at the tiny venue that is the Tin Head by comparison to what they've been playing after that, they absolutely fucking slayed it. It was insanely good. So much showmanship, so much love for what they do, so much professionalism, and just really good guys.
Yep,
absolutely.
So yeah, and I hate to see something like that happen to people like that. It's just such a damn shame.
Yeah. Okay, but with that being said, now let's move off of that, because I was hoping mine wouldn't be the last one, and let's get it back up in the spirits
that's why
again.
I just set your hat, and then you had to go talking about your shirt.
Well, no, because I did want to make that announcement.
I know. But yeah, so I am repping who I had to rep him after the last episode. I had to. It's the fucking Deathosaurus shirt by Decatur. I have never seen so much clipping happen on your mic before.
If you're not clipping, then what you doing, bro?
Jesus Christ. Okay, so
that's talent right there.
Yeah, that's something. But yeah, no, it's the Decatur. We talked extensively with Sean on the last episode of BPM. You should totally check that out. Jesus Christ, let me.
His got clipped when we had him on the podcast because of stupid Zoom settings.
It did.
So I got to get some growls and squeals and stuff.
I'm assuming that his was better than that, though. I mean, if I've heard Decatur, guy's fucking insane. Yeah, no, we got it.
Okay, you're good. Go.
I'm broken.
Yes.
But yeah, no, Decatur, deathcore band from Arizona, absolutely wonderful guys. We talked extensively with Sean on the last episode. Go check that out.
Such good stuff.
Yes. Their new EP, Pestilence, has been out for a little bit. They sell it as a bundle with this amazing t-shirt that has a fucking Deathosaurus on it, which you should just probably go buy now. Yeah,
it was so good.
Yeah.
Do it. I still want the record when it drops.
I'm waiting for that vinyl.
Yeah, no shit. But okay, so with that being said, that is who you reppin'. Is there any last words you would like to give to the lovely audience?
I love you. That's perfect. No, but no, thanks for having me. Like, this is awesome. I watch every week, so this is pretty cool that
we don't even put out an episode every week anymore. What the fuck, bro?
We used to. Shut up. I want to get us back to that standard again.
I have things to do.
I've watched to host
all
too,
19 episodes, and now I get to watch the 20th once this is released. So
you have to let me know how you feel when you're watching it. Like, write me or just tell me or whatever, because every time I go and I like do one of these episodes, I go back, and as soon as he posts it, I go up and I watch it on YouTube on the TV, and I'm just like, it's so much more enjoyable because I don't even remember the conversation because I was just talking the whole fucking time.
Well, usually the first 10 to 15 minutes of it is do I really sound like that, or do I really look like that, or
That was episode 1 for us, I'm sure.
So
I mean, episode 1 was we really recorded us looking like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
we've come a long way from shooting on a GoPro.
so that'll be that. But I thank you guys so much for having me, and you always talking about Rising Enemy. Like, I love it. I get on there and Cody, the beautiful chapstick guru.
We have wondered if that ever got back to you.
Oh, it came to me. Don't worry. And it's a true story. It is a true story. I do have a nervous tick where I lick my lips, so the chapstick helps.
You know what? It's all good, man.
Oh yeah, no, it's just funny that was what you guys called out. I was like, oh, they do see that. That's hilarious. But
We see everything.
no, I love it. So
Especially when you're in the shower.
I love the constant shout outs. I always love that.
It's right behind me.
Right here.
Yep.
It's
right
always
there.
right there.
It's always in shot.
I always see it in shot. So, but yeah, check out our band Rising Enemy. We're going to be doing a new song here, and you
As
heard it from
Casey
Casey.
said, from
As
a couple
Casey
weeks.
said, in a couple of weeks. So whenever this is released, it'll probably be a week or two. It takes a little bit for songs to get released because we send it to the distributor. The distributor basically we set a date with them, and then they get it distributed to all the digital platforms.
So really,
and
our
stuff.
goal is to get this episode out as fast as possible so we don't get a copyright strike right away.
Yay.
Nah, you're good.
But
We own
okay.
the rights to our music. Thank you.
What do you got?
What do I got?
Yes, closing notes.
Closing notes. Please go to local shows while you can right now. Do it.
Yes.
Do it. Just do it. We need you to do it.
You need to get wild
with the
and
world
crazy.
getting back into requiring vaccine cards to get into places and masking up again. It's more important than ever that you please just set aside your differences. Just go.
Yep.
I mean, if they ask for a mask, just wear it.
Yep.
I mean, all these bands are finding hope again, getting to play shows for the little bit that they have been. Don't make them lose it again. It means so much to them.
If you can't make it, if you are opposed to getting vaccinated to go to a show, it's fine. We can agree to disagree on that one, but don't take it out on the band. Don't take it out on the venue. Don't take it out on the promoter. They are not doing this to you.
We're just following the rules that we're being told to abide by.
Yeah,
correct.
We would always love for it to be open and normal, just the way that it used to be, but we're making this work as best we can. So please just understand that it's no different than the person pumping your gas if you're in Oregon or at the grocery store. They are following the rules that they were told to abide by. So please, just patience and tolerance. That's all we're asking. We all love each other. Let's not make it hard for anyone.
Yep.
ELE. Everybody love everybody.
Yep. With that being said, I would like to give thanks once again for our new beautiful opening intro song. We
You're
appreciate that so much.
Can't believe you let us do that stupid shit to your beautiful music.
What I love is that so many people are like, God damn, that slaps. It's like, fuck yeah. It's just like, damn.
Yeah, Cody went way harder than he had to when we love him for it.
Yes, we do. So we
I
appreciate
should have
it.
went harder. Next time I'll go harder.
Next time we'll go harder.
I'm not making the joke. You can make the joke. I'm
So
not making the
with
joke.
that being said, Jan, can you tell me which one was the first clip for like the opening for their new song?
Oh, yeah.
You
that's-
had me hit
that's
purple.
the blue button.
That's the blue button.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give our final say, and then I'm going to.
I'll just play him out.
Can you just put it out instead of
Yeah.
the Papa Bear and Associates? Just
Yeah,
let that
I'll play
run
it
and
out.
just play that with that clip because I love that opening of the fucking
It's a
bass,
good
dude.
fucking opening.
It's so good. But with that being said, we love you all so very much. Thank you again for joining us on another episode of BPM. I am Blaine, aka Papa Bear. To my left is Jan, the photographer. I almost said right. I'm sorry.
Bye.
And to my right is Cody, the musician.
Hi and bye, everybody. I love you.
We love you all. Peace.